select your friends. Select your friends. I will use a quote of my dear uncle and brother, Fela Dutoye. Fela Dutoye has a popular quote that goes thus: "Don't let your background keep your back on the ground." Okay, on no account must your background keep your back on the ground. The truth remains that I was born in a single room. We were 7, my father, my mother, and 5 of us. And I had every reason to remain where I was. But it just can't work because the kinds of friends I keep, or probably I kept as a then, and not intentionally at first. But later when I discovered that, okay, parental assistance also has to do with it. I must not see you with the YDS. I must not see you with so person. This is who, these are the things to do. And then when I became of age, I also, on my own, now take an intentional living, select my friends.
Hello and welcome to Obehi Podcast. I'm your host, Obehi A14, and I strongly believe that everyone has a story to share. Now let's get started into this episode.
Every weekend, like I told you initially, I choose programs to go, motivational programs, some paid for, some free, just because I want to align myself with those that matters. And again, I will tell you one thing. Out there, something good is not free. You must pay your price. So whatever will cost you, like any Nigerian, any younger folks listening to me, pay your price to wherever. Nothing is free. Even in Freetown, there is no free food. If you take a free lunch, you pay for someone coming behind you. So how do you do that? Is to ensure that you will equip yourself, particularly these days that we have everything on social media. There are courses to do, even if you cannot. There are free services to render. That is one thing I want to say, Mr. Obehi. A lot of us don't know that there's this potential in running a voluntary service. You can actually apply it. I did to Remi Dairu, Apostle of Productivity. I applied that every of my annual leave, which is 1 month and a week, that is 5 weeks, to always come and run errand for his company, then Software World Consult. So I was doing that. So I was getting myself acclimatized to office works and how some certain things, how to do photocopy, how to do some typing, so as I was running, in fact, I was the one that registered the School of Productivity there. Through him, I went to the Lagos State Ministry of Poverty and Alleviation and the likes, where I was submitting proposal on his behalf. And it was as free as it was, though I was learning. So one can equally go to a barbing salon. I want to learn this skill. A motor mechanic department, without your mother, without your father, anybody can stand there at a shorty. Okay, I remember in one of the programs I ran a few years ago, I went to a sister and said, "Ma, please, can you sponsor this program?" It was a peace work program towards 2015 election. She said, "I don't have choice." She spoke in a native language. I will try and interpret it. She said, "If you had called me for a problem, of course, I won't deny you, I will reply. But now you are calling me for something worthwhile. Why do I deny you?" So she came out and sponsored all the clothes, the letter to the DPUs. She sponsored everything, the security and what have you. So naturally, not only in Nigeria, everywhere all over the world, there are reasons for you to just just stay where you are, that comfort zone. You need to just challenge yourself and make things different. Just do one different thing that your name, your children will say, "Daddy, well done." Not about the cars, not about the houses, but the mindset that you can't remain in this spot. You just have to keep on moving. And that is the evidence of your living.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. That is really very important. When you look at Nigeria today, looking at the circumstances of the country, Of course, we can say all we can to blame the system, to blame the government and all that, but we shouldn't forget that the government or the country as it were, as a living entity, is made up of the people. Of course, the government is part of it, but if the people do not play their part, there is no way the government can play their part. Also because the government is just a product of the society. If the society were to change, the government itself would change. So I really do believe what you're saying. I really take it seriously that whatever you want in life, you must pay the price. That is nothing free. If it is free, it really have no value, because the only thing, of course, not only that it doesn't have any value, but it remains on the standard. Like, for example, breathing air. You don't need to pay for anything to breathe in air, no? Because it is free. That is also an evidence that nature has given us all the providences to be able to succeed in life if we want to. But of course, if what you want is just to be alive, yeah, you still have the possibility to just be alive. But it means you are not going to amount to anything ordinary, you know. You know, the bird also fly now. You see, the lion, they're also in the forest. Nothing is really going to happen to them. They are going to be alive. If that is what you want. But if you want to amount to something substantial, to something important, then you are going to pay the price, because there is a price for it. All right, now let's move to the job that you are currently in as a sales manager, as a sales expert. So tell us something about this job. What do you like about it?
Well, Mr. Obehi, I don't know when you actually moved into Italy, but nevertheless, I know you have the Lagos experience very well. There are a lot of things that I see on the road of Lagos that are in most cases preventive, but wasn't given attention. A lot of car breakdown, a lot of, though the road is bad, but we can't keep making noise over what is not working. We need to get things working for ourselves. So I was actually encouraged to see how I could also provide solution to the consistent and the incessant vehicle breaking down on the road, which I discovered that there are basic things that do happen. We are too much in a hurry never to do the due diligence on our vehicles before stepping out. We don't. We also try to cut corners on some basic things. Ikeda can get me a refurbished part somewhere, somebody, which one is cheaper? Let me just get. Much as you are trying to play smart, it will also turn back at you. And it might be at a disgraceful point where you never expected. Perhaps you are in a hurry to catch up at appointments or what have you. So this and lots more encouraged me to do what I'm doing now. I was happy when I was eventually called up to pick up my appointment letter.
All right. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. You see, I was saying before that the automobile is something that is very interesting in the Nigerian industry, in the Nigerian economy, as it were done. And now, Lagos is particularly interesting, looking at the complexity of the Lagos state road and the transit system, the movement and all that. Anyway, we're not really going to go into that just now. So how is the market?
Okay.
How is the sales situation in Nigeria in terms of what you represent of your sector?
Without hiding words on the truth of the matter is sales generally, I do know some sectors have been badly affected by the COVID-19, but nevertheless, it has also showed us a way forward on how to better handle things compared to the way we used to. So far, so good. We are getting better. We understand, and the management team equally understand that this is business. For now, we are still juggling, trying to keep our feet balanced. Sales is coming in. We are doing well, not too pretty well as it were, but at least we are still keeping fine.
If you enjoy this podcast, make sure you subscribe so you never miss any of our future episodes. Rate and review Obehi Podcast and share with your friends who might need it. I remain Obehi Ewanfo. Thank you so much for listening, and talk to you in the next episode.